Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, yeah. What up, though? Well, ain't nothing but gibberish, family. Nothing but gibberish.
What it do? What it do?
I don't know, man. It's like the search is on. The search is on, man, for knowledge. The search is on for intelligence. The search is on to bring the brothers back home, baby.
Oh,
Bring the
you
brothers back
feel
home.
it too. You feel it in the air, right? It's in the
Yeah,
air, man.
a lot of we had lost a lot of brothers. It's a new year. Everybody upset, and they upset because we did the hokey doke on them. We pretended we was gonna support Kamala Harris, and we was gonna go down that road and let these people lead us down the garden path. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, they thought they had us, but nah, we ain't going around like that, And what we're doing is, this B1 movement is like really slapping people across the head, man.
Oh,
So they really starting to get the picture. And a lot of people I notice, even in the hoods, is starting to ask questions like, man, I know about Dr. Clyde Winters. What are you on today? I got people in the hood in Houston want to know about your shows, and they want to know if they can sit in the audience and attend. I'm like, man, come on through, man. Hey, it's on. I mean, cause I didn't know people know you like that down here in H Town, but the more I start talking, the more they're like, yeah, I know Dr. Clyde Winters, and I'm like, oh snap. So the B1 movement, it's going down, man. Like I think this is the year, bro. I ain't never said that before. And FBA got attention um dealing with what's his name, Fat Joe.
oh yeah.
Um People kind of put themselves out for all the wrong reasons. So Fat Joe called himself talking crazy about FBA and how Cubans help invent hip hop. And he went after Tariq Nasheed. And I wrote a song about it and put it out there.
Oh, really? Can you? Why don't you? Can you play it now?
Uh, that's the problem. Whenever I play it from my end, it don't never play over here. I'm gonna have to send it to you. I gave it to Just Eve. Just Eve got the track, but I can send it to you. Whenever I play it over here, it don't never play the audio.
Yeah, send it. Send me a copy. I want to play it. Because
For
see,
sure.
delineation is the word today, man. We had to stand on being B1, and B1 is so powerful because see, when you say black first, you can't really say that we're delineating against against the immigrants or against other people. When you saying you're B1, when you're saying you're black first, I mean that you for everybody, man. Everybody that consider themselves black, everybody that consider themselves part of the community, the nation. And
Yeah, it's showing that how strong the melatonin is in your body, man. It's showing that we are, when we say black, we don't mean it literally.
yeah,
Um, and we don't mean, no, we're black. No, we don't mean that. We are part of the cosmic collective. You close your eyes, what you see.
black.
Yeah, you get into that darkness, and then out of the dark, you create the spark, you create the light. So we say that because we all share that. We all share that common that common hatred, that common love, that common uh, need for survival, need to be here. We don't give up. Uh, what we say, we don't die. We multiply. You know,
Yes, sir.
we
Yes,
don't
sir.
give up. And I love that you brought that up because I was looking at a couple of videos on TikTok, and I was just thinking about how they will like how they mess with our history and say that like the Indians, the Africans was like going across the oceans, and some of them would jump off, but the majority would stay on. But the Indians, they never gave up. Like they was, you couldn't do nothing with them. And I will always think it was the Indians, like the Native Americans that we see, but they was talking about us. We don't move, we don't bend, we don't break, we don't, you can't make us do nothing. We're gonna, nah, we'll shut this down.
Mhm. But you know, it's really scary, man. It is very scary because see, whenever you got to think about the fact that that it is true, it is true that we are the Aboriginal people, not only Aboriginal people of the United States, but the Aboriginal people of the world. And given the fact that we're the Aboriginal people, it's led to us having a creative sense that nobody else can have, man. We've
Yes,
got creative abilities in a sense that really in us that show our uniqueness, show our need to be who and what we are. You know.
absolutely. And the power that we have as a whole. And so you can see the division, and we all like to say the basics. You know, united we stand, divided we fall. But with us, it was a divide and
Oh
conquer.
my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
that she said, "Oh my God, she already know what's up." So it was a divide and conquer situation going on with us, and we are the POWs. And a lot of foreigners, tethers, they don't understand that. And when they come into United States, they don't understand what we doing, what we've been doing. And I had a friend of mine, man, a Nigerian brother. You know, the brother came up to me and the brother said, and he was crying, and he said, "I want to thank you on behalf of all the Africans. If it wasn't for y'all in America laying y'all life down, we wouldn't be able to be here." And he said it with sincerity.
Oh
So
wow.
when he said it to me, I assumed that many Africans knew about this, but the more I look on media, the more I see less and less understanding what FBA have done here. But dude, Dr. Clyde, brother gave me chills when he said
Wow.
that. And he shook my hand, and he was gripping it and was just like, "Thank y'all. You know, thank you, thank your lineage." And he understood. And by him understanding, let me know that a lot of them do understand that. And a lot of them just played a part. Maybe it's for likes, maybe it's for views. I think a lot of it has to do with them wanting views, likes, and attention when they go in and try to attack us. Because when they spit the false narrative, they know it's false. So I don't. In this case with Joe Budden, yeah, no, what his name, Fat Joe.
Yeah.
In this case with Fat Joe, he spoke on something, and he thought that Tariq Nasheed was our leader. He thought that we had a cult going on, and he didn't understand this is a lineage. This is us. This is what we worked hard for. You know what I'm saying? We are the Indians that they spoke of that didn't give up, that didn't bail, that didn't flee, that didn't run away. And I didn't know that then. I didn't know that a lot of the immigrants that come down here and they talk about us, I didn't realize that, like when in Texas, we see a lot of Mexican flags and stuff. And my mother always say, if you like it so much, why don't you go back? And she always say that. But I didn't know the depthness of it, like it's heavy, like really, if you like it so much, why did you flee from it?
But
You
see,
know?
but see that's why American culture is our culture, because see, everybody that's come here, because the fact, in a sense, they come here and they meet us and they say these are people that don't flee, and
Yeah.
they say these are people that don't flee, and then at the same time they look at the fact is that here we are hated, we're hated by the American people, we're hated by white folks, and yet even though we're hated, look at the success that we've accomplished. We don't live in slums like over there in Africa and Asia. We don't live in slums. I mean, even in Britain is getting to be a very slummy looking place.
Oh, it's
Very,
nasty.
very, very
You
hooked up,
walk on the
man.
street and pee.
That's right. And see,
Ugh.
and see
That's
the
why they got
thing.
PCN.
That's
Whatever.
right. And instead of popping into a McDonald's, they shit in the street. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't hear that from TV. I heard that from a guy who actually lived down there and he told me that. He said, man, the women are just, I don't know if you heard these stories, but the women will just be walking and they'll just like cut off and stoop down and pee.
Yeah.
Men do. Walk off, go pee in the alleys and stuff. So very disgusting, very nasty. Not what's up. Not what's up. So the world is like how you said, you see it for what it is now. And I love being that stubborn bunch. But I don't like being so stubborn that we all can't get along. And I understand why we couldn't get along, because we had so many interferences, so many distractions coming from so many different areas, that where we couldn't. It's like once we say we black power over here, we're getting attacked. Once we're like, oh man, nah, we we the blacks and browns fighting for everybody, get attacked. We the Negroes, we get attacked. We the niggas, we get attacked. We the thugs, we get attacked. We the smooth dudes, Motown, we get attacked. No matter what we do, we always get attacked. So that's why it's B1, because you have to remember, because of we the POWs and we still fighting this, everybody is a target. Not until we win, man.
The thing is this, is that we've been always taught to fight. I mean, when you was little, growing up in the black community, if you was little, you go to school, somebody whip your ass.
Yeah.
You better not go home and tell your mama that you got your ass whooped. And you better hope your brother, sister,
Yeah.
uncle, cousin did not see you get your ass whooped and you didn't throw up some dukes.
No, that's right.
If you go home and they say, Clyde, he got his ass whooped and he was out there crying. And he didn't even fight back. You're gonna get an ass whooping, and your mama gonna tell your brother, cousin, uncle, take his ass back, Clyde, and you better fight.
I know that's right. That's double. No, that's right. You get out there and you fight. So that let us know we never give up. And then the tough skin is when we rank on each other. I'm pretty sure, Dr. Clyde, you ranked. I'm pretty sure they ranked on you. You ranked on them. You got brothers. We rank. We get a tough skin. And younger, growing up, I didn't understand what that was doing for me. But you know what it did? You come across somebody that can't rank, that's corny.
Right.
You come back with a harder line, man. Everybody laughing, man. They go. Tables turn. Somebody racist come to you and saying weird stuff.
You can take it. You can take it.
Yeah, you can take it. You're like, oh, that was weak and corny, man. Get that out of here. It don't phase you. You know what I'm saying?
When I was in high school, I talked to my grandson too. And the same thing happened with him. When you're in high school, man, at lunch, when you go to lunch, man, everybody be roasting you. My way was my way was this: Jack Reasonable Jack, be quick. Your mama should better stop sucking my roses are red, violets are blue. Your daddy's dumb as my ass, and you too. I mean, I was a nice poetic brother. So, but when you got in that lunchroom, man, when you got in that lunchroom, they roasted you.
You call it poetic. I call it rapping. You was spitting. You was going hard. You was Muhammad Ali with it. You know, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know what I'm saying? So you was hitting it. And the reason why I bring
they couldn't throw no nubs up, man. They couldn't get ready to fight you because then everybody say, "Oh, you punk, you sissy," you know. So
yeah, you weak. You can't even take words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. All right, you know. So I feel that now. The reason why I say that is because you got the foreigners though. You get to talking about them, and then what they do, they take it to heart because they wasn't trained that way. So we got a group like in Texas, the Nigerians. They this one thing my friend said to me. He said, "Man, you know, y'all American, y'all black folks, y'all call us booty scratchers, and y'all call us." I say, dude, okay, you was called that. I was called shit too, and I'm looking at him like. And he was really in his feelings, like y'all called us this, and I'm like, y'all took that one thing and stuck with it, and we could have called y'all multiple stuff, and we could have laughed at the end of the day. But when we said that one thing, y'all stuck with it and got in y'all feelings, and y'all should have just came back at us, and we could have just had a nice old little friendly ranking of fun because that's what family do. Yeah. But when family, see, this is where FBA be like, we scratch our head because we say, why are you in your feelings? We cool, y'all. Why are you in your feelings? So when we get attacked from that end, our own brothers, because we joking at school, because I didn't know that they, you know, a lot of them felt that way. But apparently they did, Dr. Clyde. You know, at least when I was growing up, the millennials, that was one of the things that the guy said to me. And I had to let him know, like, bro, that's what we do. That's our culture. We rank. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take it to heart. You know how many things I was called. You know, we don't take it to heart. We laugh over it, and you better come with something even more harder. Yeah. But yeah, apology. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not all y'all like that, man. If you what they say, if the shoe fit, let it fit. But if it don't fit or quit, man, it's done. That didn't belong to you.
That's right.
It didn't belong to you. Don't take it to heart. We fam. So I look at it like that because I actually have African friends that I actually meditate with, and we did like spiritual things together. That's what made me like link us together to be like, man, this dude, you know, because it's one thing. It's like this, Dr. Clyde. You hear B1 and Black First and everybody, but then when you go around them, they don't treat you that way, and you like, man, what is all this we doing and they not treating us? But then when you do find that one that really genuinely understands, and they're like, oh man, you learned this, I learned that. You learned this, and we can
see. A lot of them came over here with the wrong attitude. They came over here talking about the fact that you know, that your ancestors were slaves.
Yep.
And because your ancestors were slaves, you know, that meant that you're supposed to be inferior to everybody else. But see, the whole point is that they don't understand that if you came from Africa or the Caribbean, you were a damn slave because you were colonized. And if you were colonized, you still had no control over it. And look today, man, you go to any African country today, you go down to the Caribbean, they're a hot stinking mess. And the reason they're a hot stinking mess is because that tribalism, yeah, we have our problems with tribalism too, and colorism.
We do.
But down there it dominates. It dominates. You know, in the Caribbean, man, you can't even hardly get a job if you're dark skinned. In Africa, a lot of your job and opportunity is dependent on what tribe you come from, you know.
Yeah.
And because of that tribalism, it's kind of difficult. But over here, that's why they came over here, because we made a lane.
Yeah.
We made a lane that you're being judged, because see, a lot of people, they judged off your intelligence, judged off your creativity. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm agreeing with you 100% because that's exactly what he was saying. He was like, there's a group of the youngsters, Nigerians, that want to take the elders, like wipe them away, like get them off of their seats. Because what they're doing is they're trying to train the younger generation to be like them, to look at your last name and judge you by that. Because in their community, they go by last name, just like the Indian community. In the Indian community, they're like, oh man, what's your last name? Winters? Nah, man. I had a Winters. I can't do business with no Winters. And it's like, come on, man. That was your great grandfather. He was, he may tripped up sometime. He was drunk, and it carries on. And like I said, that's what the Africans and the Indians I noticed.
But see, but the Africans and the Indians, they really, in a sense, they really should get off that name nest if that's really true, because they don't even have birth certificates. See, yeah. I can go right now and I can put on the computer Clyde Winters, and I can go to ancestry.com and I can find my great granddaddy with his described as yellow nigga. I can find this brother, baby. I can find him. Now my mother a little different. She was darker. She's Choctaw. So she's a little different, but I can find my granddaddy Nobi. That brother didn't let the women wait, man. The women couldn't sleep.
Wow.
Because that gray-eyed Negro was out there checking them out, man.
He had it, man. He had it.
Yes, sir.
He had it. Gray eyes. I just read some today where they said that the blue-eyed people can see better in the dark.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And I told my mother, I said, well, that's because they was in them caves for so long.
Right.
And they had to see. Eyes had to adjust for years. And she said, yeah, that's why they always like the cold so much.
Yeah. And psychic. And they got a lot of psychic ability too, because see, they couldn't talk in those caves. They couldn't talk. And so then, therefore, in the sense, they had to have selective psychic ability to be able to communicate mentally. You see, because if you made the wrong sound, man, you were their food. And on top of that, that's what I love about your FBA Roots. In your FBA Roots video, you have them eating. You have them not in that video, but in the other one. When you
let the researcher do the research.
You have them eating huh? Yes, sir. And that was But even to this day, man, even look at it. The Chinese used to say the best nigga was a barbecue nigga. They used to call him the Shen Yi, the Xin Yi. Every time they had a holiday in China, they would go try to find a lean person. That's what they call the black people, king and lean. They go find them a hot link, and they burn that brother up because they felt that was how you celebrate, by burning the Negro. Everybody have always felt that if they can sacrifice the Negro, that they can become successful. If they can just find that Negro to sacrifice, all heaven and earth will open up to them, and the flood will come in, man. The flood will come in.
Look. It must be true.
Why you say that?
Because they successful and going hard killing us.
Yeah.
They just having a rampage out there on front news, having fun. It must work. It must like, all right, let's say for instance this was like a video game. Like, if you kill that mighty nigga, you get some powers and shit. Like you level up,
Yeah.
What happened if that's the case, but you can't get caught? But then like you level up spiritual, because all right, you just said spiritually. I study the spiritual world. I tap in a lot, and I had to determine what was for us and what was for them, because I got a lot of them, floating around in my head. You dig what I'm saying? Through my father's side. So I can tap in to them and us, the melanated and them.
The pale face.
Huh?
The pale face.
The pale face. Yeah, I can tap into them. And it's scary when you tap into them because it comes with feelings, emotions, and it's beast-like. When you tap into us, it's more harmony, nature, and more we want. We was talking about it earlier, revenge, but not the revenge that many may think, but we want them to see what we went and feel what we went through to the fullest. And we know that, and I see that because me and Tom Fowler was talking about this, Dr. Clyde, and I said when I first like got my consciousness, like I felt like one with the animals and stuff, like one with nature, like I wanted love and stuff. And he laughed. He said, "Yeah, that's that gay spirit." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, he said, "Yeah, that damn gay spirit make you want to love every damn thing." He said you had to break free from that to get to the warrior spirit. Can you relate? Do you know anything? Yeah, I see.
Well, see, the thing is this is that that was they took my word. They took my word. That was the greatest word I learned when I was a kid. To be gay, because see, to be gay was to be the epitome of happy. Mm-hmm. All the damn books I read when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, even C. Jane Run. That was a book we learned how to read from. C. Jane Run. Everybody was gay. And then all of a sudden I get to be an adult. And these people, because they stole my word. They stole it and they twisted it.
Gay. Hey, hey.
They twisted it.
Frankie Lott. Yeah.
They twisted it and they wouldn't allow us to have that happy time, because see,
no,
everything is aimed at taking away your feelings of happiness. You know, that's because most of us don't know our roots. Family, I want to share this video with you again, so you can kind of see where we're coming from.
Straight up. Unmuted.
FBA roots. Oh, no need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. The Moors once ruled from woman to man. In Europe's heart, they wanted our land. Dr. Clyde reveals the hidden past, where blackness thrived, a vivid past. No need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. Oh, no need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. From maroons to moors, the truth is told. Stories of strength, being black is bold. Cultures blended, histories merged. A bond of funk, our souls converge. European tales, they twisted well to hide the truth, but their plans soon fail. See, Dr. Clyde's light shines beyond bright. We the black aboriginals are righteous in this fight.
Family, this is the scariest thing that you have to understand. It is scary. It is scary when black people have to think about the fact that we have these great roots. But luckily, the genius want to let us know who and what we are, baby.
Just in this fight, European tales, they twist it well. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. your face. FBA Roots, FBA Roots, FBA Roots.
Yes, 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 yes. There's no need. There's no need to run and hide because FBA Roots is our origin. You know, and this is the most powerful thing. You know, this Yoshimar the genius. He's a very humble man, and yet this brother's always making content. He's making content, not just content for me, but content for all of us. What gives you that? What gives you that genius ability, man?
I think I got too many damn emotions. I
Why you
think
say that? Why?
I can look, you know, because I can look at a movie or a documentary about us, man, and feel some kind of way. You know, I can read your book and feel some kind of way. I can look at your movies and feel some kind of way. And I asked my mother that question because my mother always she say, man, who you doing this for? Why you fighting for? Why you doing all this? And I say, well, I don't hear anybody making the music that I like or doing the visuals that I want to see to represent us. I did the research and I looked for the top teachers. I wanted to meet the greatest mathematician in the world. And I met him, talked to him plenty of times, and got some formulas from him, real tight stuff. Helped me out a lot. I wanted to talk to the greatest internet talk show host in the world, and I met him, talked to him, met the real internet Oprah in real life. I actually worked with him, but it just wasn't following code. Well, I learned a lot from that, but I was at the point where I'm like, I need somebody that if they're gonna talk it, they gotta walk it, you know, and I want to be around them because I like talking it and walking it because I notice a lot of people can't do it, you know. So I like living by code. And I met Dr. Clyde Winters, and his influence on me has really made an impact in my life. He took a street nigga and showed him how to write books. And,
Whoa.
you know, from writing songs to stand on point to write a book from beginning to end was, it still is for me unbelievable. And that's the reason why I share this impactful information, and I believe that's why he shared too, to kind of encourage y'all to do the same, because what he did for me encouraged me to keep going. And when I play a song for him, he actually listens to the words and he know where they come from, so he hear the truth in it. And that's what keep me going, because man, you can hear a song and you'll be like, man, you hear that, you hear, and I'm like, yeah, that brother catching it, you know. And I'm like, you know, he really catch on to it. Just like that song, I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow at any given time, I may be followed. And that song is 3 minutes, you know, and I be looking at the time, you know, but he's looking at the words, what I'm saying, my cadence, what I'm bringing to the table. And I'm grateful for it, you know, and that's what keep me going, man. It's people like you, Dr. Clyde, that stay on code and don't give up. And being as you're of age, you're setting a great example for me. And I hope many others out there see it as well, because I see it and I recognize it and I know what's up. But, you know, I don't even think you're live on your station, Dr. Clyde.
Really?
Yeah, I went on YouTube to look. I don't think you're live on yours.
Yeah, well, it's probably on the show it's on Facebook and all of that.
Oh, it must be on. Okay, so it must be on Facebook. I was looking for you. I say, because I was trying to see what the comments was. But that's basically
They never put
on
any
Facebook.
comments down. They
Yeah,
never
not
put
on
any comments
Facebook.
down for our for my videos. You know, sometimes it pisses me off. I mean, damn, ain't somebody got some opinion? I mean, I do. I do because it's almost like we're the Walking Dead, man.
I don't mind that. You heard, yeah, like that. That's what I'm saying. Like the Walking Dead.
I move. Come on, man. And then in Canada, they teaching them it's okay to be dragged. They pay it. Then the food, the tiger leg, hot chips, red, fried, red, yellow, all that shit. Yeah. Take it to the air. Take it to the air. Where there's no one there. We won a battle on the ground. Final call came around. Some of us heard that calling. Yeah, some of us were starving. Hoping for a better day. Hoping for a damn change. Give it secrets, reveal it, healing, trauma, build it, destroy it, receive it, feel it, hear it, believe it, you are it, become it, calm it, the old man, the whole man, told me, control it, I own it, they won't get, I'm a warrior, I'm a destroyer. They mislead our children and get in our head. And they feed us bullshit, kill us dead. They are walking zombies, living dead. And they are all parasites, killing dead. And take it to the air. Yeah. Learn to keep up even when the race ain't made for us. None can rub my nuts. Open the genie, pop up. Want me to open up, but my heart can't open up. I've been hurt, so I can tell you my secrets, but if it worked for me, I know that it worked for us. No spoon feed us, ain't no off switch. I can never switch. I know too much shit. They mislead our children and get in our head. And they feed us bullshit, kill us dead. They are walking zombies, living dead. And they are all parasites, killing dead. And take it to the air.
Yeah, take it to the L, baby. Take it to the L. That is because that is what's going on, man. We got to take it to the L because, see, the thing is this, is that we lose consciousness. We lose our sense of reality. And, like you guys don't understand that we're so lucky to have this brother, Yoshi Mott, the genius.
Thank you too, brother. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is this, is that it's quid pro quo. You know what they say? Give a little, take a little. But the most important thing is this, is that just like you say you learn from me, I've learned from you. I've learned in a sense from you that we had that at any given time, we could be in trouble, man. And this is something that we have.
I'm at the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm at the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm at the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm at the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die. What is it that you don't want me to say? I've been big on my listen to me. Sometimes I feel like the late that I made. On my grandmother was in the maid. Left me behind and left me astray. What is the truth that was going on with me? Told me be cool and just have a nice day. Some things are just easy to say. Wish you could stop me from breathing a day. Don't have no food when they saw me no man. Out in the ocean away from the bay. I've been drifting along far away. I went up in to keep them away. Say what you say, but I just cannot stay. Once spin the lane and they want me to drink. Can't do the crowd, they don't suit me. Unfortunately, drink on my sorrow. So many follow, living in hollow. Bring on the idol, listen to Carlo. Nothing to borrow, living to borrow. Nothing to call home, shooting a hollow. Shooting a inferno, how about the carnal? Some men know you. Look out in the eye, y'all know I'm seeing. Man, it's a pyramid. Right, they tell me that is a primitive. Call it the Mississippi. Get the hook to the ring. Let the color quiz. That's what the mission is. We are the guinea pigs. Looking for feeling it. Tired of the silliness. No longer feeling it. Feeling we're killing it. Feeling like feeling it. Swimming this message off of the shore until they get pissed. Deep in, I'm in ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die. Super genie, what a feenie. Take you to Feenie. How would they see me? Sleazy bikini, nothing but weenie. Wearing a beanie, full of bikini. Changing the scenery, so many misery, so many lies of me. Probably got you on TV, believe me. Pulling your memories, killing the name. They never just admit that they got me. Machiavelli could have never been sloppy. We can see it's nothing but copies. Listen, cook up in that lobby. Billie Holiday just was a body. George Clinton committed them robberies. It seems he went for the lottery. This all falls in one category. We all call it a mystery. I'm the villain you all see. They glory to those who all see. Pendergrass set up like Eddie Murphy. No car crash, they just hating on me. Gotta make a comeback like Bill Cosby. Kobe Bryant playing conspiracy. Get me back for taking a knee. Where they just be canning me. Like it's my turban, hit when I'm swerving. Black house cursing, sipping over curving. More laceration, installation, no motivation. Straight elimination, your innovation, alienation, annihilation. All for the taking, taking like taking. Omen faking, let's personation. Moving saving, change like Raven. Sammy Davis, had to shake 'em, who's a brave one? How you craving? Even Jaden save 'em. Taylor paving, who we faking? Harry make 'em misbehaving. We the brave men, before we drown in the water, got a deep dive. I'm in the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die. Think they don't want me to stay. There's always one who checks the rate. Came from the cave, made from the maid. Created the slave, step out of water. Fiction is harder. Why do they bother? Over my head, first like a daughter. Same boat, same fate, only in slaughter. Still throw check, bro. Same as a father. Justify life. Why should it be harder? For my nation, make things water. See how they come. All in one. Force me to gun. Force me to the slum. Live off the crumb. Father, son. Best is beyond. Live as one. Speak for the young, nobody's dumb. Maybe just some of the young. Maverick approach, roof by Yojo. And the kind will grow. Just as the Oko came off the old phone. E-I-E-I-O-E-O song. Training the wheel until it's all gone. Gotta go deeper, dive with the people. Some turn lethal, neighbors is evil. Go from the right, give up the fight. No human right, kill them on sight. Many to spare, many beware. I see that I'm there, I see that I'm here. Ready with flares, calling all bad. Our genetics are here, we the illusion, not disappear. As hard as my chin, deep dive. I'm a illusion and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die.
What made you make that video, man? What gave you the inspiration?
The video, all right, the actual song, I made the beat. So that beat I made, and that's without AI influence. That's before AI. That was in 2020. So I made that beat, and that beat, I thought that was a bad beat when I made it. I have the a keyboard, MPK keyboard, and I just made the beat. And after I made it, me and my friend was talking about this earlier, how music talks to you. because my mom asks the same thing like you ask. She say, "Where the words come from?" Like we hear the beat, but where the words come from? And the words, the beat talks to you, so I can hear myself over the beat as like a premeditated cadence or style, and I hear that over it. Now, what created the words? Because I talk about Eddie Murphy and Teddy Pendergrass. I hear this from my mom a lot about how they was, caught with them trans, and I noticed that Teddy Pendergrass, he got into a car accident and he was paralyzed. Eddie Murphy, that didn't happen to him. They didn't get caught up with him. But if he could have kept playing them games, that's why I mentioned them two together. Could have got caught up. I watched a documentary on George Clinton, and the George Clinton documentary, it was by George Clinton and the P Funk, and the P Funk talked about how bad George Clinton did them. So I mentioned George Clinton in that song because I said. George Clinton, he knew what he was doing, and I don't want to, have that on my conscience, And I also mentioned Tupac in there. Machiavelli, he should have known better what was going on because at the time of Tupac's death, Machiavelli, he went by the name. No, he was affiliated with gang banging, Bloods. And that was not really his character. That was something that went out of hand that never should have been. So I really go in on that, and I talk about Afeni Shakur, how I believe she was murdered along with Tupac being murdered because despite the gang banging and stuff, the things that Tupac was doing and what he was saying, he was squashing all that violent talk. Remember, he was only 25. And he was talking about joining a political party and changing things in a political party. You see today, P. Diddy stepped up and said he want to do something in a political party, but you had Tupac at 25, 24-ish already talking about that. Them are the things that young millennials seen that other people wasn't looking at. They just seen the violence. So I had to speak up on that. And Afeni Shakur, she was working with the Tupac movie, and then before the Tupac movie ended, on bad terms, she ended up passing away, and John Singleton ended up passing away. After that, that's when Shock G passed away. But right before that, that's when a lot of the outlaws that know what happened to Tupac was being murdered one by one, seemed like. And it was like, it's just a millennial looking at everything like, God dang. So then I talk about Sammy Davis Jr. and I speak on him. And Sammy Davis Jr. was friends with the Satanic dude. So in the visuals, you'll have so the dude that created the Satan school, the school of Satan, I got him in the video, and he's with Sammy Davis Jr. And a lot of black people say Sammy Davis Jr. turned on them. And I remember Sammy Davis Jr. was rocking with them white, them pale skinned guys, and they had their gang. And I remember him. They supposed to be doing like a presidential show, and they told Frank Sinatra or whatever, you don't let that nigga come in. He ain't opening up for my presidential election. That was John F. Kennedy. And that's weird because you would think John F. Kennedy was for us, what we thought. But then when you hear deep inside that he didn't even want him to open. I think it was John F. Kennedy or Reagan. I'm not sure. Clear it up on your own terms. All right. But I speak up on that because I knew that was a conflict along with Raven Simone, along with because Raven Simone turned on us. She don't even think she's us half the damn time. Then I went in on Kobe Bryant, the helicopter crashing. and how that's a conspiracy because he was actually getting into it with the company, and then all of a sudden he crashed, and everybody knew it. So I'm touching a lot of stuff in this song, a lot of stuff, and it may go past your head, but if you slow it down, you just watch it. And I speak on their reflection must be harder for them than for us, because when they look at their reflection, they look at all the wrong that they've done. And I really just, that song right there, I'm happy you asked me about that song. I know it takes a while to explain it, but that song takes a lot of time explaining because there's so many levels to it and so much going on. Even like Tyler Perry, I say they switch up like Tyler Perry, meaning the clothes. 1 minute he's a masculine male, and the next minute he's this transgender. And it's like, come on, man. Nobody is forcing you to do it anymore. You're doing it because you want to do it. Talk about Jada Pinkett, how she lost control over her kids. Jaden, how both of her children are like LGBT, and you can see it's because of the mom and dad situation. Mom exposing too much, little daughter writing letters to Tupac. Tupac was dead for more than 15 years. It's just trauma. That's trauma, Yeah, man. So yeah, that's basically it, Dr. Clyde. That's
It's a
I'm
psychological.
man.
It's a psychological dilemma, because I've thought about that. That whole thing about Will Smith's daughter, worried about Tupac and that,
Yeah.
feeling that Tupac should have been our daddy and all that type of
Yeah.
bullshit. And
Yeah.
it's it's kind of crazy. But what makes it crazy, man, is that you do. When I was younger, a lot of times I had a lot of enemies, and because I had a lot of enemies, I had a lot of people, and I had I had worked at Governor State University,
Mhm.
and the vice president of student affairs, he always hated me, and for 5 years he blacklisted me, and because he blacklisted me, as long as I had Iowa State University on my resume, I couldn't get a job. But then I sued the Chicago Police Department because I was trying to be a police officer, and then I found out that these people were still that this man hated me so much that he took my employment file out of the HR and put it in his office.
That's
and
cool.
they had a note, on my file called Dr. Layton, and and so then, but the point is this: is that at the same time I was blacklisted, it was kind of, in a way, it was kind of good.
Mhm.
Why was it kind of good? Because I could spend more time with my kids. I think I got to know them a little bit better. And my wife, she always said, you can whip their asses until they get about 12 or 14. You can whip the hell out of their
And
asses.
then it's
After that, you got to be their friend. I said, can I use an ironing cord? Hell no, you ain't whipping one of my kids. I said, I want to whip her with an ironing cord. My mama whipped me with an ironing cord.
Straighten them up for life.
Yeah. My wife said, Clyde, you cannot hit my children with an ironing cord. When you get your own kids, I said, what are you talking about? Those are supposed to be my kids. Those are our kids, but they're mainly mine because I had them. I said, that don't matter. Just because they came from you, baby, they came from me too first.
No, that's right, baby.
But I don't know. I don't know. Life is very interesting. But at the same time, what I've found is that your creativity, man, in terms of looking at the world and looking at where we are, where we should go, and these things are very important because see, so much of who and what we are is not known, and is not known because of the fact and the stuff that people hide from us. A lot of people don't know so much has been hidden from us. And I know, but you went down and you tracked down people. You even tracked down a guy who created the theorem, Gagut.
Yeah. Oh.
By God through blind race.
Religion is not for black folks. Only the truth. Don't let the non-believers distract me from you. No UFO. Only for you by you. No UFO. For you by you. I'm in heaven, no need for religion. Catholic, Christian, church of a business. Folk tales made to hide our origin. Therefore, Yoshi reborn again. Back in the day, I was known as Kala. These folks don't respect their father. So I sent them back to the waters of none, of none. We made it through the Mahapa. My ancestors call out war. You seen, I saw. Small legs now, giant chainsaw. NTR, nectar. You must protect her. Undefeatable, resilient frequency in this universe is them against you and me. I am one with the first frequency. I am one with the first idea. I am one with the firstborn people. I am one with the only one. Ashe, and so it is. You are the thinker that makes the thought a thing. Meditate and come chill amongst kings and queens. America has failed. I've been rejected, betrayed, and jailed. Too quick, too soon, too often. Toxic stress take you to the coffin. Intergenerational trauma made us have sex with our own fucking mama. That's cruel, creepy. They used to beat me, hate me, rape me, cook me up and eat me. Use me as a sacrifice. Mighty parts of souvenirs that ain't right. It's all because they heard of who we are. Hitler and Einstein knew we was God. I equals square mental evasion. Pick up the Niger for this equation. Tragic, I'm a equals zero. Equals zero. Equals zero. At the end of the miracle, I am the hero. Spiritual essence equals zero. I never change, remain the same. My respect for nature and my brain. The Black American experience is the most traumatizing experience that any other human has ever experienced. PTSS, RBTS, IV, B68, HF, and RBF. Racial battle fatigue. How many times was my family wept because they can't see? For us on camera, offer us help. And I see us saying, Master help. Imposter syndrome, their nature said. They never wanted to make just wanted our wealth. Lazy, pathetic, inbred. Criminals, murderers, half dead. Straight out to Ice Age on another masquerade. With one purpose to divide and conquer. Most of us come from a sunken place. Shadow work will return us back in shape. Back then, even now, they still a best. And I upgraded and I remain the best of best. Can't keep us from thinking. On the cool, we let they ship sinking. No religion, sex addiction, food addiction, dip addiction, substance, self-help addiction. We're trying to feel and what's missing. Our history, or maybe I'm tripping. All I know is that boy Jesus was fiction. If it ain't, then call him Haru. If it ain't said again, it's Haru. I know who I am, so who are you? The doctor carved in stone came true. Scientific facts not made up like you. White folks was invented as a matter of law. Divide and conquer humanity. Protect and ensure the interests of the 1%. Trauma bonded, loyal to a person who's destructive. Kill anything who disrupted. Kill us, defeat us, slash us in public. Behind closed doors, he was kissing and hugging. And if a baby come born into slavery, till his days are done. Mixed breed born to be dumb. Rape me just for fun. Rape me just to come. Pleasure Island. And you wonder why you men and feminine. They used to butt break the biggest and baddest men. Well known all over the island. Queerish ways got you acting childish. Correct me if I'm wrong and I'm lying. Babies don't come out of butts while you trying. I can't think of a reason to try it. Like cigarettes, you force yourself to like it. Chosen color men who study alchemy. Understand this is not African history. This is something created with crossbreeding. Neanderthal ways, their species. Even the 8 folks who came from trees. Walking upright, everybody full of fleas. Understood I am for you and you for me. I'm a city track, that's coming back. That's it. My time on earth can't quit. 919, I am lit. Nigga try said fine, that's lit. Create life, no artificial mix. Men getting pregnant shouldn't exist. No offense to other races, but this is for my ancient Egyptians. Oh.
God came out and said, well, you know, before a blessing comes out, You got to taste, some difficulty so you can appreciate the blessing. After that experience, you will be redeemed as the chosen race. So what God did was reveal this God order called
That is one of your most powerfulest videos, man. That is one of your most powerfulest videos. Every time I look at that thing, it makes me want to grab a gun and go out and do some guerrilla warfare. But my daddy told me, don't ever pull a trigger unless you're going to kill a nigger or kill somebody. And can't find any justification for it. But I want to do it.
That song is justification and everything. It's like Judgment Day. It's like my yacht is holding a scale and like it don't balance in y'all favor. It balance in ours. So yeah, thank you. That song is powerful on many notes, man. I'm happy you feel like that. And I think that my music, when the time come, I think we'll all feel like that. And I think that when the time come when we all feel like that, we'll be ready for that, and that's, I don't know, Dr. Clyde. I think I'm cool with being shunned sometime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if everybody had a dose of Yoshi on how you feel with his emotions, man, I think I would have jump started a lot of stuff before a lot, you know what I mean? Like I would have shut a lot of this down and that weight, just like how they say with hero comes great responsibility, you really, that is one of the things about being an independent artist, and you don't have any limits. But my thing is Dr. Clyde Winters is my limit, you know what I mean? Like I only go as radical as he go. You know what I mean? I only go as far as he's going. And the only reason why I do that because he's an elder and I could have said and created and put visuals out that can upstart some things. But, with Dr. Clyde humbleness and, I seen you and Eve show the other day where you was talking about we don't look for revenge because success is a great revenge, being successful. And we have proven and shown ourselves revengefully successful plenty of times. So we got our revenge on when one of us gets successful and we start kicking it to their ass real quick and on live on their media shit on their platform, that tastes sweet.
And see, that's why they had to really push for it, the so-called tether. A tether is someone that comes from a foreign country.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you just have to come from a foreign country, but a tether is someone who comes from a foreign country and then they want to denigrate or they want to try to speak ill of a foundation of Black Americans. And we're the standard. We're the standard of struggle. We're the standard of fighters. I mean, it's not just that Muhammad Ali was a world champ, but FBA is a world champ, period, because we stand 10 toes down and we usually fight for what we believe in.
Yes, we do.
And that's something that a lot of people cannot do.
No,
a lot of people cannot stand on their own, cannot do these things, because they're so afraid,
Yes.
They're so afraid.
Yes, I didn't know what it meant to be FBA at one point. I'm like, what are we fighting? But what we're doing is the fight is knowledge, is in the waves now. So the battle is not a physical battle per se with aggression with knuckles and face. Is more of how many books can you create with the knowledge to empower us? How many shows and movies you can create that will empower us? How much can you create? The main word is Black man, Black woman. How much can you create utilizing our creativity in the positive aspect. And if you do want to take it negative, like myself, I'm a warrior. I like to slap crackers in the face most of the time, just real blunt. I am very blunt. And with that blunt mentality, I get my aggressive note and I'm able to express myself aggressively without really any consequences on the microphone. And I don't mind the consequences, because when the consequences come, it's just history being reflected back at them. So it's nothing that I'm not saying anything harmful. I'm saying look at who you're around and look at who you with, and remember, when you're growing up and you're elevating in the knowledge, in our history, in our culture, in our lifestyle, remember who paved the way. Just remember who paved the way and who tried to knock you down. And if you keep these two right in order, you'll be okay. And that's where we get B1 at. So what we do this for, we do this to unite each other so we can take this to another level of excellence, and we to be successful on every note. All right. So if it's social media they successful in, we're gonna conquer. We'll take over it and we'll be the best at it. We'll just show our excellence at everything we do. And it's not to slap our meat across their face, anything. It's just saying, you set up a race that was imaginary. We ran an imaginary race, and then we took the gun from the imaginary guy who started the race and shot y'all in the face with it. That's what we're doing.
In other words, the jig is up. That's what you're really saying, is that the jig is up, baby.
The jig is up. You right about that.
Our information has been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this alone. Let's go with saying, yeah, that information has been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this on your own, but you're not alone. You're not alone. But you're not alone. I say you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm with you on this road. Say you're not alone. I'm with you on this road. Your information has been infiltrated. That's what I'm saying. You have to do this on your own. My information has been infiltrated. Then we must do this alone, but you're not on your own. Jig is up, time up, make us switch up, time up. Jig is up, time up, make us switch up, time up. The jig is up, time up, make us switch up, kinda. The jig is up, time's up, time to switch up, time to switch up. Give me totals how to die and come back. Make totals do when we come back. Hear what I say, I don't mean no disrespect, but I see something wrong with this dialect. Teach us the knowledge to move on. Start repeating old same sad song. We the matrix because I'ma put us on. If you afraid to fall, then we move on. Ain't no time for no backtracks. I don't know, it's that ultimate payback. With my popcorn in my view, you think they watching me? They're watching you. Time to write a new script for a baby. But you stuck on Bill Gates going crazy. He ain't in my peripheral. Something wrong when you have no control over your damn self. Can't teach wealth if you are against wealth. Ain't no shortcuts over here. Soon as you get it, it all disappear. Ain't no such thing as fast money. If you in the spirit of slow honey, it's good to know the history. But on the cool, that's just a part of me. So I pledge allegiance here while I'm breathing, that I don't get involved with all the scheming. I'm saying I'm leaving for this here reason. You don't see what's beyond what you so call the truth. My information It's been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this alone.
Dr. Clyde, that song is talking about that Mayat lady, man, who took your information and it was infiltrated. That's why I say we have to do it on our own. Took that knowledge.
Infiltrated. That's what I'm saying. You have to do this on your own. My information has been infiltrated. And we must do this alone. But you're not on your own. Jig is up. Time up. Make a switch up. Time up. Jig is up. Time up. Make a switch up. Time yeah. The jig is up. Make us switch up, kinda. The jig is up, time's up, time to switch up, time to switch up.
This is a message to the B1 community. It's time to switch up. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Our information.
She took that information, right? That's why I say our information has been infiltrated. She took the information, right? And then she lured people into a pyramid scheme.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a minute. You mean she took my information,
Right.
and then she lured some of you guys into what, she was taking money from people or what?
Right. So what it was is a pyramid scheme. You put in like $25 and then you get some other people to put in 25, then you get other people to put in 25, and then your money would come to 50, and then you put that 50 into it, and then you go get other people for 25, and it's a pyramid scheme. And you don't never really even get paid. What she does is she wants to get broke off, but she was just a person under the person that was in creating it. But what it was doing was she was the info. All right. So there's a group called the Law of Time. So if y'all go on the internet, lawtime.org, I introduced y'all to that 2 shows ago. In the Law of Time, it teaches y'all the OMEC, you know, how to do the calendars and all that stuff. But what it doesn't teach you is how to do the chants to open portals, right? So there are certain portals that we can open, and through these chants you can open the portals. But the pasty people who took our knowledge and are regurgitating it to us, they didn't have Dr. Clyde's translation on how to open a portal. So they were just meditating and learning about the Law of Time, learning about the Olmec and the Zocan calendar, and they were just learning about it and meditating in that force. But what we did was we was allowed to open portals, and open the portals allow different entities of that nature to come in and enlighten us and give us a upgrade of knowledgement. It's like secret knowledgement. And upgrades are real. I had upgrades. It's where like a bunch of your blood goes up. And you gave me a couple of them too. You and Ron Spears gave me upgrades. And what it does is the knowledge that y'all give is almost like y'all giving a piece of y'all to me. And so it'll go in as like a surge. It raises in your brain, and you can see the light, and then it comes back down and flows through your body. And you're just more aware and more awake.
But are you saying that Mayat organized the group?
Right. All right. So
what?
This was one thing that she was doing. I don't call her that. I call her real name, and I ain't gonna say it up on him. I'm just gonna say Kim. So what Kim used to do, Kim will learn this knowledge and regurgitate this knowledge to people, okay, melanated people. And then some of the chosen ones in there that stood out that kind of really needed help financially, she would pick them out and then take them and teach them this pyramid scheme. And that's what she was doing little by little. And she had most of her organization in this group
Wow.
doing a pyramid scheme. That's when I made it aware to Felipe and I told him about it. And he was like, we need to shut that shit down. And that's when we went over there and we gave her a piece of our mind about how that's not right. So then she called me up later and was like, don't I get grace? And I said, you don't receive grace, because what she was doing was she was bragging about being my yacht and about how old she is. And the lady was no more than in her early 50s, but she will say that she was in her hundreds, meaning she was.
What? Wait. Mayette would say she's in her hundreds.
Yeah. So
Get
she
out of
was saying
here.
she was this older person, older, very older.
Was she a medium or something?
Yeah, I'm that as well, but what see that was the thing of no grace, because you if you can tap in and you tap it into the knowledge and you know and recognize who you are, how old you are, you called yourself Mayat and you gave a whole name and a meaning to it, and you was given these students that you supposed to guide in the right direction, and you led them to a pyramid scheme. It was no room for grace, because one thing we don't do is we don't brag. And I noticed when she had the power of Mayat, in some cases she would brag and kind of go off the hinge a little bit. And
Wow.
that wasn't what's up, because I have channeled in plenty of times with mediums, and it's been things that some of them would do that's unnecessary, and I don't know who taught it. It maybe it's a down the line taught, but I'm a natural median. When I want to tap in, I tap in. When I want to tap out, I tap out. I know how to do it. That's because I train myself. Once you realize you're that, you train yourself on how to be in and out.
But you had to make a conscious decision to do good or to do evil, or it's what you bring forward. Because I used to know this brother Habzalan,
Mhm.
and he was a black, he was a Hebrew Israelite, and he used to do a lot of that stuff, but he went too far. And after he went too far, the portals wouldn't open for him no more.
There
Because
you
see,
go.
sometimes if you move too far to the left, in other words, too far to evil, sometimes the portals will close, and they can make you forget. They can make you forget some good shit, because he pushed it too far. His name was Abzalin.
Mm.
This was years ago, but he pushed it too far, and he wanted to take it, and he wanted to twist it, and sometimes forces will stop you from being able to twist it. You might be able to get your little groove started, but sometimes they can make it difficult for you to really twist it and
Yeah.
really get it,
And
to
it
disfigure.
crumbled. You're right about that. And her organization is struggling right now. It ain't doing too well. A lot of the people that's in the organization that's really following her, they're still under her spell. And but that's by choice to be under the spell, because they don't want to see her for what she is. And one of the people in the organization asked me, they said, "Hey, man, I've been with that group for like 3 years, and you just came in and seen it for what it is. How did you? Why you? What make you special?" And I said, "Well, what make me special is I asked to see it, and you didn't. You see, you
That's deep.
trusted them right off the jump. You didn't ask to see the faults while trusting them, and you can do that. You can balance. You can not trust a motherfucker and still learn from them, just to see what's up, and then you balance it off. And if the trust is in, hey man, I'm all in with you. But if the trust is janky, then I'm only gonna take what I need for so much, because just like you, I'm using you, you're using me, and that's how it goes. It's information. So the lady may have thought she was gaining information from her with the OMEC, and she was benefiting, and then Kim may have been like, man, I'm gaining stuff from her because I can put her in my roster and put on my LLC, and because they was trying to make it into an organization church type deal and, you know, get government funding. And I know everything was supposed to go if she didn't break, you know, do that pyramid scheme. And I don't condone pyramid schemes. I don't condone anything to where you benefiting hurt someone else. You know, I don't, none of that. Like, and money, because a lot of them like to be like, man, it's only $20. It ain't nothing. Well, if it's only $20, pay my way, put me in, and then when it come to 150, then cash me out, and then let me have fun. If it's only $25, but when you look at that 25 and you look at 60 heads of people, or 50 or 20 heads of people, you do the math, and they coming off on that, and then you're like, okay, if they can, they're trying to generate uncounted for income under the table. You see what y'all see where I'm getting at? They're trying to get all their resources together so they can have a mortgage in line, they can have a car note in line, and then they can start focusing on helping you out. So I didn't condone that. And then the readings, I went and got a reading, and the reading was off of Law Time. So I didn't, I'm like this. If I get a reading from you and I'm paying like for you to do some like extra stuff, I expect for you to do extra stuff. But if I'm just like, you could just, instead of telling me how to fit, like, instead of giving me the fish, show me how to fish. Like, where is this program at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can look on it myself, and I can go on a website myself and do it. Oh, so I don't have to look for you for my tomorrow's event. It's already in place. And that's the thing. The law of time on the Olmec and the Tzolk'in is already in place. And that's why I say our information has been infiltrated, because they took it. But then I say the Olmec taught us what to do when we come back. And I say because I say the Egyptians, the Kemites taught us what to do when we die. So like through the whole, and you may not agree with it, just my observation, you know. But when I look at the Egyptians, it's always about life after death, like the death, preparing for death. It's always to prepare for death. This is what you're going to see when you walk through the tunnel. These are your ancestors. Don't be afraid of these creatures. We put them here to warn off intruders, but these are your family.
Well, see, ancient man, his concern was with two things: the good life and life in the future. And so then when you read the ancient inscriptions, Indus Valley inscriptions, all these ancient inscriptions, what they're talking about is you have to, in a sense, have the good life, but the good life is through righteousness and truth.
Yes.
And so then, but see, you're taught today, like I remember my mother-in-law always say, you're gonna lie. You're gonna lie. You're gonna lie. And so then I said, I'm not gonna lie. But eventually I had to lie because I wanted to get, I was out of work and I wanted to get some aid and shit. So I started lying. But it broke my heart, because the fact is that I did not want to lie, because I felt that back then I felt that as a righteous man, you could never you should never lie, because see, people go off your example. But then I started seeing that there's good lies and there's bad lies, but no lie is a good lie. But
and you're right about that. That's true.
Sometimes you have to lie. I mean,
I don't like that. That sucks.
Yeah,
it hurts you. It's like it tears away your shield.
Yeah,
like you build this like, I got a shield over me. You know what I'm saying? Like Yoshi got a whole shield over him that I built up for years, and my shield wears down when I allow people to do me wrong. All right. And it's by me allowing it. They not doing me wrong just because they had an upper hand. Nah, it's because I'm watching them and like, so you really gonna play this out? This is gonna hurt, but okay, let's let it go by. And I be seeing it. I be like, dang, because It's gonna be a story, meaning I gotta warn people about you. And I remember Kim, that lady used to ask that. She say, "Why you allow it to happen?" And I say, "Because I want to see how far they'll go to a innocent soul. Meaning, you would do this to a soul that's looking up to you, then you deserve to get what's coming to you in the end. You dig what I'm saying? Because shame on you. You shouldn't have did that. And guess what? I'm not that innocent soul. I'm actually a warrior. But I'm coming at you like this because when I'm ready to kick your ass, I feel a better need of knowing why I'm kicking your ass all across this temple. I need to know why your head is being smashed from here to there, not because of what the ancestors tell me to do. In many cases, I do what the ancestors tell me to do. A lot of the times, Dr. Clyde, like how you said, be careful what you ask for. You know, sometime I be looking at my younger years, I look for a motherfucker to do something wrong. And I learned now, don't look for it, don't even ask for it. It ain't no what if, don't even visualize that. And that's what me and you talked about earlier about learning how to block out that what if factor negative and just go into the what if positive, and don't think about the negative. Don't think about the tragics, you know?
But
You
but
talk,
you know, it seems like sometimes we had to me, sometimes we had to seek out beautiful vibrations.
Beautiful vibrations, flow for the world to see. Beautiful vibrations, share your thoughts with me. Beautiful vibration, glow for the world to see. Beautiful vibration, present your best work to me. Beautiful vibrations, glow to the world, see your beautiful vibrations. Share your thoughts with me, beautiful vibration. Glow for the world to see, beautiful vibration. Present your best work to me. Beautiful vibrations, glow for the world to see. Beautiful vibrations, share your thoughts with me. Beautiful vibration, glow for the world to see. Beautiful vibration, present your best work to me. Creative spirit, create me something beautiful. Creative spirit, draw me something useful. Creative spirit, create to create, demonstrate pure faith that holds weight. Creative spirit, imagine you're creating. Imagine you're exploring. Imagine you're in the future. Imagine you're in the past. Imagine you're me never last. Imagine the deep soul that entwines. Imagine what really goes down. Yeah, imagine we create. Imagine a universe created by me. Beautiful vibrations, close on the world see. Beautiful vibrations, share your thoughts with me. Beautiful vibration, glow for the world to see. Beautiful vibration, present your best work.
present your best work to me. Sometimes I can't be believing I write that kind of stuff, man.
Why is
That be-
that? Why is that?
Because that be stuff that I can't sing, that it just be in my head. And a lot of them songs that y'all see with the AI, I just be like sitting in the garage and just texting my feelings, and it's nice to hear it come out to play. So like that song is that if I could sing like that, I would. Beautiful creations, present your best work to me. It's like something I wish somebody would sing and say to me. Um, Say it loud. I'm FBA and I'm proud. It's like I wish somebody would have sung that already, a woman, but they didn't. So I created AI for it, and all them songs. Um, FBB. I create that because I in my best interest, I thought somebody from Britain will create an anthem for FBB, but I didn't hear it, and I was like, well, hell, I guess that's my job. That's what Yoshimod the Genius is here for. So um, I'm sending you a file right now. It's a song me and my friend did, and I know this. You can play them songs because they wave files, right? You need an MP4, right?
Yeah, MP4.
Yeah. So I'm sending you an MP4 right now. I'll try to find my other songs that I did because I did some new videos and I put them on TikTok, but I haven't posted them on YouTube yet because I want to put the lyrics under them.
Yeah.
And I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to put the lyrics under them. So I just put a song out with me and Tons Fire. I don't know if you checked that out yet.
No, I probably haven't seen it, but like I said, I really wish you would do an DJ some stuff, man. On
I did.
TikTok.
I actually
How long was it?
I did it for 45 minutes on
wow,
YouTube
okay.
on this channel. So I'm gonna do one after this show. I'm gonna play a lot of my songs after this show. Y'all tune in, check it out. But I did a video. I just sent you a video right now. This is me and a friend, Les Jenkins. And Les Jenkins has his own company where he fixed fences. And I worked with him for some time putting up fences. He taught me the tricks of the
Yeah, I know
trade.
you had talked about that a couple of months ago.
Yep. And he the one who hooked me up with the job. He seen potential in me and was like, shoot, you want to work? Let's get it. And I put these hands to use, man, and put up some fences. And I created a song with him. And the visuals that I put in this song, it took me a full day to create. It was a lot of work.
They say hard work is good for you. I don't know.
You know what? This is how I go in the entertainment business because I am entertaining. In this business, you'll be surprised. It'd be like the stuff you put the less effort in will be the stuff people love the most. It'd be the weirdest thing. You'd be like, I put all of my work into that hours, and then they like this one where I just kind of threw it together.
Yeah.
And they be like, and you don't understand it. And but you're looking for somebody that can share that expertise with you. Like, oh, I see what you did. Yeah, they make that transition go from there to do that and to see it, but people don't see all that. They just see it all connecting and going and be like,
see, the average person, they can't really look at the genius, because it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous to really accept the genius of people,
Why you say that?
Well, because it's very dangerous. Because see, the thing is, this is that most of the time, people are afraid of the truth. People are afraid of reality,
Oh yeah.
And so then therefore, when since people are afraid of reality, then when you're bringing them deep stuff, it kind of scares them, because see,
Right.
on the one hand, it's all good, but at the same time, it's kind of a little bit scary too.
You're right.
And what makes it scary is this whole idea of you being, of you not being able, in a sense, to deal with a lot of reality,
That's true.
You know, let's check this out.
Wow, it plays. Wow.
FB is not a group, it's a lineage. Real truth brought to you from the beginning. Tribal organs, go organs. We spread it like Wi-Fi. Proud to be connected to the main source. We walk the right walk. Proud of flames, blood, cover the brains, patience, true affirmations. See, we missed it, my black queen. Your witches, voodoo, voodoo, story woven. I wait for one from beyond. I am well, I am biologist in the shelf. I am the source of diamonds and wealth. I am self, worship poison. My culture gave you choices, live or die, no in between. Either you cold or you hot, black or white, die or fight, run or fight, no new trauma. I fight the battle and already won. I am Pan-African. Fight the battle and already won. I am Pan-African. Fight the battle and already won. We already won. The battle is already won. Let you kill them all down. Why else would they wanna run from this creation? Shame on shame, profit and fame, break even, no gain. 1%, 1%. What's their names? I need names, give me names. Africans and Black Indians sold together at the same time in the slave market. Black Indians taught the Europeans how to farm, and that's how it all started. Shaka Khan, Black Indian army, feed my eyes, whiskey and pop ball and seek the high. Words from me, I'm calling. Turtle Island around my land. On where I stand, once again, I am a Pan-African. Animals rejoice, nature takes its course. I am the force. I am the battle and already won. I am Pan-African. I am the battle and already won. I am
I
Pan-African.
say nature take its course. I am the force. And I'm saying, why even fight? We already won. Nature, let nature run its course. Let nature take over. You know, let nature do its due. We ain't got to battle them physically no more. Nature will run its course and do what it do. That's why I wrote that song right there. That's a Pan-African realism song. That's real deal right there. That's FBA all day. B1. Yeah, y'all check that song. It's on Gumroad. I'll make it available for y'all. You can't hear it no more, Dr. Clyde. I don't know what happened to it. It went on mute. That's what they needed to hear, though. Just that much. Pan-African. Why fight? The battle is already won. And that's more of a celebration song. And that is a triumph song, how I look at it as. I want to put that in the documentary I'm working on. I'm working on that documentary. I'm getting the images up. We're going to have that sucker nice and lit. I'm going to have you to check it out this month. So I'm getting all the images up now. But that's one of the songs that I really want to have on the documentary. That song right there. I think that song a hit. That's a jammer. Why fight? The battle is already won. And the reason why that song can't be played now, in a sense, or put out there is because we still got some teaching to do. I know that what we teach is very ahead of our time, and we understand that as well. And it's going to take some time for a lot of people to catch up. And y'all also know that as well. You know, y'all deal with that with y'all family and stuff. But the time is coming. The world is awakening. We've been saying that for years, but more and more y'all see that actually being true. And the great battle is still going on, and we still fighting. We still the prisoners of war, but we don't necessarily have to fight physical anymore. We took it to the air, and we do this as a mental fight, a mental battle, And it's a battle of success because we are born successful. We are not born a sin, as many would think. We are born success.
But you
We are
know that isn't that the greatest revenge though? The greatest revenge is success because you
success.
know I think like this is that in my heart of heart, back in the day when I was younger, my back would when people was trying to fuck me up, my back would kind of feel a little funny. You know, now I guess my back is immune to it. But when I think about the fact is that there's so many people out there that don't want to see Yoshimod, stuff out there. They don't want to see Yoshimod stuff be productive because you come from Houston. Houston is a place with a lot of creative people, but at the same time they're creative. I think sometimes it can be people out there that want to not see certain people be successful because of their jealousy. I'm sorry to say, jealousy is real.
It is.
It
It
is
is.
real.
And it kills too. Jealousy kills. Jealousy got a price on it. Jealousy put a bounty on your head. And I know you've been around a bunch of jealous folks. I have too. I've been around jealous people. People uh just spiteful, man. Just want to, and they'll tell you sometime it'll slip up. Or I'll be imagining, I don't be knowing, but I be every jealous person will say some funky stuff. And I hear it and I be like, did you just say that? Like that was like totally out of your character, out of line. But
But what makes so bad is that they said innocent, and then they
yeah,
catch themselves. Then they catch
yeah.
themselves. Oh, what did I?
They be like, bitch ass nigga. Huh? What you just say? Oh man, you heard me. Now what you said? Yeah. And you like, man, what the hell? Fuck wrong with this guy? And they so casual with it, but it's abusive. It hurts. But we got that thick skin. We take it and say, okay, yeah, you talking that shiggity, cool. I'm cool with that. I ain't got no problem with it. You know, that's as far as a lot of them will take it is talk, and you got to deal with that jealousy stuff. I don't like a friend of mine. He passed away, and one thing he told me, he said, "Man, you got a lovely wife, and I'm jealous." And I said, "You had a lovely wife too until you start punching her." He looked at me, and it was the truth. Hell, she was a nice lady. You start beating her up, nigga. Why you start putting your hands on her? That's weak. But he expressed to me, he said, "Man, it kind of wasn't my fault. She was pressing them buttons, and you remember the last relationship I was with. He was in a relationship with a girl before her, and she was a fighter, and she liked to fight. All she did was fight. That's what she wanted. But then when he got out that relationship, he went to her, and she really wasn't a fighter.
Yeah, but I met girls like that back in the day. I couldn't deal with them, man. Any girl that wanted you to kind of hit on them, I couldn't deal with them. But family, there's women out there like that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
like that.
say,
Yeah.
there's a lot of ladies out there who don't think you being a man if you're not hitting on them and whooping their ass. I don't know
Yeah.
what I don't care to know what their life was like. I don't want to be around them.
Billie Holiday was like that. Billie Holiday, you look at the story I got much respect for Billie Holiday, but Billie Holiday, it was a trauma.
But you know what I found is I found that among a lot of black women, sometimes it's your beautiful as black women who can have that negativity. Because when I was growing up, I learned early. I said, why do the ugly guys always have these pretty women? And I said, damn, that's because they step up. So I said, hey, I'm gonna step up and get me a pretty girl.
Me
But see,
too.
but the thing is this: a lot of
Same
people,
thing.
a lot of people get the average
Yeah.
because they be afraid to
Uh,
spit some game.
Yeah, that's it. Just spit a little game, and that ugly dude to get it real quick. Yeah, real quick. But that history of abuse come from something that was taught and something that wasn't suppressed, something that wasn't taught out of them, you know, because he took that characteristics with her. So when she did like a little hit, he went in and did a major hit, you know, because he was so used to that roughness of his last relationship, you know. So that's effed up. Yeah, y'all just seen Otabanga. Otabanga. I just seen another documentary they put out, man. I don't have clearly enough views on my documentary, and I did a song and everything. Ain't no trip. When it come out, you know. But yeah, that Otabanga, that's a story right there of abuse, people being done wrong, mistreated, overlooked, you know. But the friend of mine, he ended up losing that woman, and I ended up losing my relationship with him because that jealousy. When that brother said he was jealous and he was comparing his wife to mine, and I told him, "You do have what I got. It's just you start fighting yours, and I didn't." You know, that was where me and him had to cross the line because you want what I got in a sense. And I don't know. I've been knowing that dude for 5 years, but I'll start looking at him
But
sideways. I'm like,
they want what you got, but they don't want what you got because they don't want your woman. But they want that feeling that you might have
yes,
by having a friend. See,
there you go.
a lot of people don't understand. There's a word wife, and there's a word my friend, and when your wife can be your friend, that's a deeper relationship, man. That's a deeper relationship. But
Yeah.
you know, I want to tell the family this story. You did a very good This is one of your, to me, this is one of your best documentaries. Very good.
Thank
It
you.
is. It is.
History unfolded in New York City, chapters that should never be forgotten. This is Oda Benga, a
Man.
young boy from the Congo, who was brought to America under the pretense of being part of an exhibit. At the Bronx Zoo, Oda was put on display in the monkey house, treated not as a human being, but as an attraction for visitors. But not everyone stood by. Brave souls protested this inhumane treatment, demanding Oda's release from the zoo. Though he was freed after a long 20 days of pure torture, add to the European trauma and the pain of his experiences, and the loss of his family weighed heavily on his heart. He was placed in the care of Howard Colored Orphan Asylum. The young Congolese man who was infamously exhibited at the Bronx Zoo tragically took his own life on March 20th, 1916. He committed suicide by shooting himself in the heart with a pistol on March 20th, 1916, after obtaining the gun from the local community. At the time of his death, Oda Benga was living in Lynchburg, Virginia, where he had struggled with depression and feelings of isolation after his traumatic experiences in the United States. The culmination of his despair led him to end his life. His story remains a poignant example of the deep psychological scars left by the racism and exploitation he endured. A life stolen by cruelty and racism. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe-o. Who's responsible? Oda Benga's tragic exploitation in the Bronx Zoo was the result of actions taken by several individuals and institutions. Here are the key figures and entities responsible. Samuel Phillips Verner. Verner was an American businessman and former missionary who was primarily responsible for bringing Oda Benga to the United States. Verner purchased Oda Benga from a slave market in the Congo in 1904, ostensibly to exhibit him at the St. Louis World's Fair. After the fair, Verner was instrumental in arranging for Benga's exhibition at the Bronx Zoo. William Temple Hornaday, as the director of the Bronx Zoo, then called the New York Zoological Park, Hornaday was directly responsible for placing Oda Benga in the zoo's monkey house. He treated Benga as an attraction, displaying him alongside primates and marketing the exhibit to the public. Hornaday ignored the ethical implications and the protests from African American communities, focusing instead on the sensationalism and the zoo's popularity. The New York Zoological Society, now the Wildlife Conservation Society, the organization that operated the Bronx Zoo, sanctioned the exhibit, allowing the exploitation of Oda Benga for profit. The society was complicit in the dehumanization and racial exploitation inherent in the display. The public and media, the public's curiosity, and the media's sensational coverage contributed to the continuation of the exhibit. Large crowds came to the zoo specifically to see Oda Benga, and newspapers of the time played a role in publicizing the exhibit, treating it as a spectacle rather than condemning it as inhumane. Revenue collection. The revenue generated from the exhibit likely went to the New York Zoological Society, which used Benga as a means to draw visitors and boost attendance at the zoo. The exact financial details are not well documented, but the society, and by extension, its members and leadership, would have benefited financially from the public's interest in the exhibit. These individuals and institutions collectively bear responsibility for the inhumane treatment of Ota Benga. The exhibit was a stark example of the racism and colonialist attitudes prevalent at the time, where a human being was displayed as a curiosity and treated as less than human.
They brought him from the Congo, oh so far away, chained and displayed like a beast in a cage. In the Bronx Zoo, they took his dignity. World hatred was shown in the 20th century. He was a man, not an animal, but they couldn't see the truth at all. Oh, Ota Benga, your soul was strong, but the world that did you so wrong. Crowds came to mock, to laugh at his pain, but inside he carried the weight of 1,000 chains. They called it a show, but it was a crime to strip a man of his worth, one heartbeat at a time. He was a man, not an animal, but they couldn't see the truth at all. Oh, Ota Benga, your soul was strong, but the world that did you so wrong. He tried to find a way to be free. The memories of home wouldn't let him be. In a world so cold, where love is denied, Ota Benga's life faded, but his story survived. He was a man, not an animal, but they couldn't see the truth at all. Your soul was strong, but the world that did you so wrong. Hey, Ota Benga, your pain will remember. Your caged soul's cry will echo forever. In the fight for justice, we'll carry your flame, and in your honor we'll call out your name. Ota Benga, Ota Benga, Ota Benga, Ota Benga, oh yeah. Ooh,
Ota Benga. Ota Benga.
You know, it's sometimes Yoshi, it is hard not to hate those people. Sometimes it's hard not to really want to do something stupid. What I mean by stupid is do something that can not allow you to teach your people. But see, you know, this is what I love, family. This is what I love, is that we got this young man out here, and this young man is creating the images. See, listen, Yoshi Mod, he doesn't just make the music; he makes the images with the music, and that makes it even more powerful. Because see, a lot of people don't know that story. I hope that family, you will go to Yoshi Mod's website and send that video to your friends and family members, because they need to know what they used to do in this country. They used to know that they used to put human beings in zoos.
Well, like 50 years ago?
Yeah. You know, that wasn't that long ago. I'm only 70 years old. I mean, damn.
Right.
They probably would have put my old ass in the zoo. You know, they just make me say some sounds and shit. I just get in there and say, what?
What up, though?
But again, you know, but what does all this mean, Yoshi? What does it mean for you to be able to have been given this gift, to be able to share your worldview with us? What does that mean to you? What does it mean?
It means a lot. I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to share it. And you know, I was taught this before, like social media was like big, and they like 100,000 followers was a big thing. It was like, you know, when we have 2 followers, we just like happy that we're teaching 2 people. You know, when you have 3 or 4, you're just happy that 4 people are tuning in and looking at it. To share it with the world and to have people like it and really, you know, cut forward and just an idea, like, because that when I heard that story, that story came across my TikTok feed. It was a lady on there, right? And she had a story, and she put like a little story together, and she just talked about Otabanga like real quick. She said, yeah, Otabanga was in a Brooklyn Zoo. And I was like, really? So I went in and I was looking it up. I said, well, I got all this work, you know, all the, you know, the websites to create the visuals at the time. And I said, well, let me create something. I like to create this story and take it further. And when I looked at the story, the boy looked just like my cousin. So the actual boy in the story, I even showed it to my mother, and she said, yeah, that's your kinfolk. Yeah. So he looked just like my kinfolk. So it was a little more touching on that note. And when I presented it to my mother, she had nothing but good things to say and was like, man, that's a real good documentary. Wow, I didn't know that. And it felt good. And when I was creating the documentary, Doc, I wanted to not only show the story on who he was, but I wanted to show who was held accountable. So I had to do a little research on my own to figure out who was these guys who allowed, you know, who took him, you know, who went over there to Congo and got him and brought him here. That was him right there, Samuel Phillips Werner. He went and grabbed him, and then the other guy put him in the cage. So Samuel went over there and to the Congos, got him, brought him all the way across here, and then got with him right there. And then he was he owned the zoo, and he was able to put him in the zoo and put him on display. And that's when I put on there, I found out that he didn't give a damn about him being a human. He put him with the monkeys for money. So that was a cold heart. You see how they got him looking all nice, bright and shit? No. They should have horns popping out the motherfucking head. It should be devil shit all on. You know, they need to paint that picture of who the hell he is, because this dude is pure evil. This is pure evil. Both of them, the way how they look, how they're presented, all nice, how they doing work. These people are evil. All right. Pure evil. They should be right next to Hitler. You know what I'm saying? And whoever,
you know, that's why I try to tell black people is that I wish I didn't say this, but white people cannot love you. They can't love you. They can't love you because they hold you in contempt. And when somebody holds you in contempt, if somebody think you're beneath them, they can't love you. They can only exploit you, you know. But given the story of this guy, what does all of this mean, Yoshi? What does it all mean?
It mean that we don't. It mean that it only happened less than 50, a little bit more than 50 years ago. All right, that's the thing. That was right around the corner. Meaning, this person descendants is still living. The people rep the benefits off of it. You know, these people benefited from that boy. And they said that the boy killed himself. I don't believe that. I know these people, man. These crackers are them kind of crackers, man, set up, write any kind of story to make you believe that dude don't look like he'll kill himself, but who's to say? But this what it means, man. They would take somebody from another country, bring them here and exploit them right in Brooklyn. And you know what this meant to me? It meant like, why am I hearing this story in Houston in 2025? You know what I'm saying? 2024. And Brooklyn rappers never just brought it out, and they talk about the Brooklyn Zoo and all that, but they never linked the stories together. They never said it's never happening. No one, I ain't never seen it. That's the reason why it kind of like stuck out to me, because it's like, damn, all these rap, they all talk about rap started in Brooklyn, but then rap started 40 years ago. So 10 years before that, they had a black dude in the zoo.
Because they've used it, because if you notice what they did is that they know that we're fighters. They know that we're going to tell the truth. And what they did is that if you really look at it, by the time a lot of the anchor babies, children of immigrants got into their 20s, and because remember, they wouldn't even let black immigrants over here till the 1960s and 70s.
Yeah, that's true.
And so then by the 90s, a lot of them started going to college, using art, pretending to be FBA, taking out scholarships and taking out the stuff.
Yeah.
And then when they got into a position, they wanted to try to flip the script. They wanted in a sense try to take what we had and try to replace us.
Yes.
And then because they wanted to replace us, that's why they was able in a sense to allow stories like this to be perpetuated. Why they don't want to tell stories like this. They don't even want to go back to their homeland. And because they're afraid because how they can tell the story of, they don't want to talk about this because they're not fighters. But we gotta fight.
We gotta fight. That's effed up, man. I like that you said that, because that's their story. There ain't no Nigerians out here putting no stuff out like that. And before Nigerians were who they are today, we known them to be very high scaled in technology, right? Where are they videos at, man? Talking about their history. I mean, AI is easier now. Like, they could do animation like it ain't nothing. So, if they do have them, they're being shunned.
But that's deep. No, you that is deep, man. They've given their abilities and the white man, and gave them a lot of opportunities. Like you said, it's amazing they're not telling their story. If we don't tell the story, the story won't.
Hey, it won't be told. Hey, if we don't tell the story won't be told. And you're right about that, because it seems like they have a story to tell, and they waiting on us to tell their story to critique us on their story. Or do they like when the cracker go over there, the pasty ones go over there and take their stories and flip it, like the Woman King, stupid stuff like that, flipping the story and getting actors to be down with it, or like the Harriet Tubman movie where they got the foreigner who don't know nothing about our history, had to learn it,
and she can't feel it. She can't feel it. She can't show it.
And she can't debate if it's real or not. She can't be like, hey, Harriet didn't do no shit like this. She can't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? She can't be like, man, my grandma said this part of she can't debate nothing. And they get these foreigners over here to play our roles and do that. I don't like it, man. I really, it honestly is disgusting, and I'm with a lot of people with the Disney characters. If Mermaid is white, lead a trick white. She's a made up character, you know what I'm saying? But you want to get to the real, don't call it the mermaid, call it Mami Wata. And then we could get to the real mermaid. But a lot of the mythical creatures that they stole, if they want to pay homage to us by letting the world know the real history of it, rather than switch the characters out and put them as black and saying, yeah, it was really written for a black person or shit like that or whatever. Pay homage by correcting yourself. If you know that the mermaid story was something that y'all didn't create, talk about Mami Wata. Talk about the story where it was actually created from. If you want to talk about Beauty and the Beast, you want to go in any one of them that they try to recreate, I say leave it alone. or tell a history. You know, they effed up Black Panther, gave the little black kids hope of a Black Panther legend, only to kill him, and then have a bunch of mestizos come in and fight them with the exact same power and for it was weird. It was stupid. I didn't, you know, but that's entertainment. And when you understand that entertainment is entertainment and not history, so if they make a movie and they say Harriet Tubman and it's a biblical, you know, they shouldn't even call it Harriet Tubman, you know, and that I think that's what we having a problem with is them calling our history their entertainment.
But see, that's the beauty of having brothers like you writing good books like this one.
Parents looking for a story that would not only captivate your little one's imagination, but would also teach valuable lessons. The Bloom, bedtime story for the young at heart, takes your child on a magical journey to ancient Kemet, where the goddess Sister Andito brings life, love, and healing. Through this enchanting tale, your child will learn the importance of nature, compassion, and positivity, all while discovering the rich history of Kemet. It's a story that inspires self-mastery and love for the world around them, making it the perfect bedtime read for little dreamers. Available on Amazon now, The Bloom not only nurtures young minds, but also supports the FBA community. Grab your copy right now and give your child the gift of adventure of learning. Order The Bloom today on Amazon. Thank you, Hotel.
Let the researcher do the research. Yes, let the researcher do the research. Dr. Clyde Winters, let him do the research. We need more researchers like Dr. Clyde Winters. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, we don't understand that it takes people who want to do research to be able, in a sense, to tell us our history. Yes, many people have taken my course, The Afrocentric Researcher. You can take it too. All you got to do is join. But if you don't, in a sense, join, understand that it's through your hard work, through your persistence that you can become a researcher. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the researcher. You know what? I've written some books that can help you to be a researcher. Those books are Pathfinder, Clyde Winters in Search of the Roots of Afrocentric Studies. Yes, yes, this book is an important book. It'll help you learn all about your history. My other book is Afrocentric Researcher by Dr. Clyde Winters. This book, in a sense, is the most important book that you will find. What makes this book important is that the Afrocentric Researcher provides you with a course. Yes, provides you with a course outline that tells you all the things you do to be a great researcher. Yes, get these books. Get these books, The Afrocentric Researcher, and in a sense, get my book, Pathfinder. These books are the books you need to be successful, the books that will make you a great researcher. Get these books, but let the researcher do the research, but you can be the researcher too. Reparations, baby, reparations. We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations like yesterday, not just today. No, not just today. We deserve our reparations. Give us our money, baby. Cut the check.
Cut the check black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less. Remain on goal. Follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for resilience. Cut the check black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less. Remain on goal. Follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time
For that video, man. Thank you for that video because damn, we need them to cut the check. I want my check, and I'm gonna tell you, family, I really believe that we're gonna get that check, and I'm gonna get mine too during that time.
No,
I'm
that's
70. I'm 74 years old. Just had a birthday, baby. But hey, the check is coming. The check is coming because they gave us a virus, but we're going to keep fighting. They wanted to give our Aboriginal ancestors gifts. And the only problem with the gifts that they gave us was that often these blankets that they gave us carried smallpox. Yes, diseases. They also, in a sense, gave us another gift, rum, fire water. And this rum caused an addiction among us. In a sense, it led to a demand for guns because it incentivized Indian slave trading. Yes, the first slaves sold in America were Indians, black Indians, selling other black Indians to Europeans to work on their cotton, not on their cotton plantations, their tobacco plantations, their rice plantations. Yes. We sold each other over here, just like in Africa, because of the fact that we failed to understand that we are one. We should be united based upon our identity and our culture as black foundational Americans. Yes. Our identity and our culture as black foundational Americans. Yes. Wars between black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provided the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many black Native Americans were enslaved. The black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies, Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians. Slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes. Many of these tribes, like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in a sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they were even able to deny that Aboriginal blacks even existed in America. This is it, family. There it is. You see $ Domashay99. That is Yoshimod's PayPal. This brother made that video and other videos. This brother is creating images for our children. He's creating images, in a sense, that can help us to understand about different things. You had to support this brother. Please send him a donation. 100, 200, 10,000. Send it to him. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us this evening. Please join us next week, and we'll try to have another good show for you. But thanks again for coming. Take care now. Have a good evening. Bye.
Yeah. Right now, it's time to wrap everything up, you dig? Yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Yo. And Dr. Clive Winters, Den and 9. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody. All y'all support. Y'all like, subscribe, and share this. You dig it? Yo. You've been invited to the Den and 9. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the Den and 9. Yeah. Dr. Clyde Winters in the Yoshimod. Intro, outro to the Den and 9. We gon' see you, so have dinner now. Yeah. Raise your head. Why put them down? B1 on that Den and 9. FB8 on that Den and 9. FBB on that Den and 9. It's all about unity on that Den and 9. My indigenous folks on that Den and 9. All my Africans rise on that Den and 9. Rise up on that Den and 9. And don't forget to subscribe to Den and 9.
The only thing that can save you is B1. To fight Cage, you must stay black first.